What's up, everybody? It's your boy Charles, Charles Inez World. We're diving into Paul Mooney's Black is the New White, the late great comedian. He used to be best friends with Richard Pryor. Let's go ahead and check out this book, guys, and I'm gonna come back with my reaction. Appreciate you guys watching.
Chapter 15. All the while, Richard is up north taking his mental health break from the business. I'm going back and forth between Oakland and L.A. Yvonne and I have a house in Hancock Park, an old Los Angeles neighborhood where all the rich people live. Only she and I are the exceptions. She's dancing at a strip club for bread, waitressing at the candy store, picking up any old job to make the rent. I'm dancing as fast as I can, doing anything for a paycheck.
Mm.
Everyone falls in love with Yvonne. It's embarrassing. Men see her and trip head over heels for her. It doesn't matter that I'm standing right there, her husband. They still lose their minds. The first time it happens is with Peter Boyle, my Second City improv partner. Hey, honey, what do you do?
They probably thought Paul was her friend. They probably didn't think, they know what they say about Paul back in the day.
Boyle says, practically drooling. Are you in the movies? You want to be in the movies? A time-honored Hollywood opening line. I gently tell Peter that Yvonne is my wife. I know
Mm.
that, he snaps at me. What's your point? Being funny. Warren Beatty sees Yvonne at the candy store and chats her up. George Pepper, Elizabeth Ashley's husband, flips over her, sending her roses again and again. He tracks her
Wow.
down at the club where she works. John Barrymore Jr., Drew's father, follows Yvonne around like a puppy.
But damn, Paul couldn't check these dudes. They was all up on your wife like that, and you couldn't tell, hey man, what the hell's wrong with y'all? Like that's what I'm saying. They probably thought Paul was like her gay best friend. Probably they probably didn't think that they was even together like that.
Dog. It's like I have to walk around with a stick just to beat them away.
I'm
My
saying,
cousin Alice, too. She is so pretty it gets
hey, they ain't have no respect for him. They just
her into trouble. Gary Marshall, the director, seems smitten by her. Mickey Rooney bothers her constantly at the candy store. If you won't go out on a date with me, will you at least marry me? He asks.
Jesus.
Alice isn't sure if he's joking, but she's not about to be wife number 1803 for Mickey Rooney. I like to get married early in the morning, Rooney says. That way, if it doesn't work out, I haven't wasted the whole day. Alice, Yvonne, Carol, Carol B., Diane DeMarco. We are all doing anything and everything we can to earn money. My agent gets me an audition for a Steve McQueen movie, The Reavers, which is based on a William Faulkner novel. Reaver is a southern word I haven't heard since Shreveport. It means what we today would call a player.
Mm.
They like me in the audition, and I think I'm going to get the role of Ned, a sidekick. I'm young and naive. I don't realize that the real business of Hollywood isn't making movies. It's breaking hearts. They give the part of Ned to a TV actor named Rupert Cross. He gets nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. He loses to Gig Young in They Shoot Horses, Don't They?
Mm.
I'm so disappointed over not getting the part of Ned, I wish somebody'd shoot me. I know if I acted in that movie, I'd get nominated too. But the difference between me and Rupert is I'd win the motherfucking Oscar. I go on to the ABC afternoon show, The Dating Game, because even though I am married, the producers pay scale. It's
Mm.
okay, because everyone is doing it. Half the people on the
Wow.
show are
Fake.
married and living together. It should be called The Adultery Game. When I go on, Yvonne is already pregnant with Shane.
Oh
The
wow.
program's gimmick has a girl asking questions of three guys, who are hidden behind a screen. After she listens to their answers and decides what she thinks of them, she picks the one she wants to date. Tom Selleck goes on the dating game twice and doesn't get picked either time.
What?
Later on, people like Oprah Winfrey and Michael
Love
Richards
Tom
do the
Selleck.
show before they are stars. A white bread DJ named Jim Lang is the host. But the real genius behind the dating game is Chuck Barris, the same producer who comes up with the ideas for The Gong Show and The Newlywed Game.
Oh yeah.
After I appear on the program, I get picked, but the bachelorette and I decide to take the prize money in cash instead of going on a date. I tell Alice she should go on too. Alice does, has a good time, and gets paid. She's choosing between three black men. Suddenly, when the show airs, Chuck Bears gets a call from an outraged viewer.
Hmm.
It's Howard Hughes. Why in the hell do you have a white girl on with a bunch of niggers? Howard
What?
screams into the phone. Bears gently tells Hughes that Alice is black. She's Creole, Bears says. The world's richest man then meekly does his best Gilda Radner as Emily Latella impression. Never mind. Howard
Wow.
Hughes shouldn't feel too badly. He's not the first person to get tripped up by Alice, my beautiful cousin who can pass. It can happen to any racist cracker asshole. The best gig we all get is
Right.
like a grown-up version of Dance Party. Hugh Hefner syndicates a show he calls Playboy After Dark, which is him showing off his
Howard.
lifestyle. He sits
Wow. So Howard Hughes was a racist. I mean, come on. What I mean, the era he was in, yeah. He was once the first billionaire in America, Howard Hughes. Uh, well, I'm not shocked.
around the Playboy mansion in his satin smoking jacket, smoking a pipe. Hef has a celebrity on. They talk. The celebrity performs. Bunnies walk on and walk off. It's like a talk show with tits, and they need a lot of pretty people to make the mansion look less like a mausoleum. I'm a regular, and I bring Alice on with me every once in a while. The best part of Playboy
Better.
After Dark is meeting all the talent. People like Linda Ronstadt, Billy Eckstein, Ike and Tina, and Sonny and Cher. There's nowhere else you can find odd couple pairings like Ronstadt and Billy Mr. B. Eckstein doing a duet of Billie Holiday's God Bless the Child. Meeting talent and dancing. That's what I am there for. I'm styling once again. For one set of the show, I wear a green knit tunic and a black patent leather belt. I look like one of
Mm.
Robin Hood's merry men. I bust some moves in front of the biggest acts of the day. Rock groups such as Canned Heat and Joe Cocker and the Grease Band jam for us in Hefner's Romper Room. It's like we're in a small private nightclub. There's a lot of funkier music
Oh.
going down at the time, but Hefner's tastes run to the middle of the road, even though he styles himself a hipster. Hef is a smooth hepcat presence throughout the taping, with his girlfriend Barbie Benton surgically grafted to his side. Behind her back, everyone calls her Booby Benton. With her bubbly attitude, brunette bangs, and glistening lips, she's white girl sexy, playboy sexy, girl next door sexy. She loves me. Off camera, she seeks me out. She likes me because I tease her and make her laugh. She's the boss man's lady, but I don't care. I catch Hefner watching us, a gleam in his eye, and I think
Huh.
that cat would like to watch us do more than flirt. Hefner's
What?
taste in comics runs to the middle of the road, too. He has on Jerry Lewis, Sid Caesar, and F Troop's Larry Storch. The
Whoa,
great
whoa,
Mort
whoa.
Saw
He picked up on he wanted him to watch him have sex with his girl. This had to take place. This in they got down in the '60s, man.
does an incomprehensible blackboard bit about politics. Hefner also favors the comic Dick Shawn, who is famous from the ensemble comedy movie It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World. Shawn's act is pretty bland, but it's got some freaky
Mm.
touches. In his stage act, he doesn't come in from the wings, he emerges from a pile of bricks. The most memorable thing about Dick Shawn's career is how he left it, dying of a heart attack on stage in San Diego. A real
Really?
comedian's death. The
Mm.
audience thinks it's part of the act. They don't leave, even after the paramedics take the body away. Sometimes
Jesus.
I die on stage with my act too, but never to that degree. Once again on
Wow.
Playboy After Dark, I'm wallpaper, dancing and hanging out. But I do get to hang out at the Playboy Mansion whenever I want. I swim in the
Mm.
grotto, play pool with Jimmy Kahn. Hef runs the place like a club. You can sit down day or night at the dining room table, and a waiter gives you a menu from which you can order. One time by
Hey.
mistake, I opened the wrong door off a hallway near the dining room. It's a closet filled with Tampax and Kotex, and every kind
Huh.
of feminine hygiene product imaginable. The mansion isn't a house, it's a harem. The women walking around are all
It's a
brick
whorehouse.
shithouse knockouts. Some of the same group of celebrities that I know from the candy store show up at the mansion. These people are always seeing me around, so they get the idea that I'm in the mix. Even if I'm on Playboy After Dark just as a kind of male eye candy, I figure that it's good to get known. Meanwhile, I'm trying to make a name for myself as a comedian. Being part of an improv group like the Yankee Doodle Bedbugs or Second City is one thing. Getting up
Yankee
on
Doodle Bed
stage
Bug.
and flying solo as a stand up act is another. Improv is still great for timing and thinking on your feet, but you're still protected by the other members of the troupe. If you flop, they can step up and cover for you. I'm
Mm,
born as a stand up comic in 1970 on the stage of Ye Little Club, Joan Rivers' joint in Beverly Hills. Joan opens the place so she and her comedian friends have a place to try out material. It's small, casual, intimate, a jazz club for jazz people. The
mm,
great big band vocalist Anita O'Day headlines at Your Little Club. The house singer is my old friend Ann D. from Ann's 4040 Club in San Francisco, where I first meet Lenny Bruce. Almost in spite of herself, Joan breaks some big acts. Trini Lopez starts out at Your Little Club, as does the folk singer Barry McGuire, the Eve of Destruction guy. Getting
mm.
born ain't a pretty spectacle. It's bloody and messy, and there's a lot of screaming and bawling. That's the way it is for me on the stage of Ye Little Club. What's great is that Joan Rivers understands. She has me back again and again. I'm
Well, anyway, y'all, I didn't even know Jones River had a club, man. I didn't know that. You know, a lot of comedians back in those days, and they was making that money. A lot of actors and stuff would buy. You know, I think Red Fox had a club off of Crenshaw, like way back, like in the early '70s, mid '70s. He had a club. Red Fox, the guy who played uh, Fred Sanford on Sanford and Son back in the day. Anyway, what do you think about this book about Paul Mooney? Black is the New White. Leave your comments and subscribe to Charles Inez World. Y'all take care.